The Norse had many kennings, many skalds, poets, words for gold. One of them was Frodi's corn, and this is the story as to why. There was once, a long, long time ago, a king of Denmark named Frodi, and Frodi owned a millstone, and of course, before the days of windmills, all grain had to be ground by hand. It's very hard work with a quernstone. And these stones were huge, and very few people could turn them. So Frodi searched far and Frodi searched wide until he found two slaves who were strong enough to turn his quernstones, his millstones. So he bought the two slaves and took them back to Denmark with him. And what he didn't realise was that the two women he had bought were not entirely human. They were, in fact, giantesses, and they have the strength to turn the millstones and grind huge amounts of flour. But there was also magic in those stones, or perhaps there was magic in the women. But they could grind out not only flour, but anything at all. So the two women ground out peace and harmony. So for a long time during Frodi's reign, there was peace and there was harmony in Denmark. And the women ground and ground, and they begged Frodi to let them rest, for they were tired beyond endurance. And Frodi said, no, keep grinding. And then Frodi found that the magic of the millstones was such that the two women could grind out gold. And they ground, and they ground, and they ground out gold. And this is why Frodi's flour is a word for gold. And the two women ground day and night, day and night, until Frodi became rich and the slaves became more and more and more exhausted. Frodi refused to let them rest. So they ground out pirate raiders who came to Denmark, raided Frodi's hall and took his gold and took the millstones and took the two women. And as they were imprisoned on the pirates' ship, they ground for them salt, for salt is very valuable and needed to preserve the meat that the pirates needed for their voyages. And so the slaves ground out salt, and more salt, and more salt, until eventually the ship was so overladen with salt that it sank beneath the weight. And that is why, to this very day, seawater tastes of salt. You probably don't want to believe every word that a storyteller tells you, be they a bard, a Norse skald, or a Saxon shot. Another kenning for gold is Sif's hair, and that's a great story. So if you subscribe to my channel, you should be able to find the story of Sif's hair and the making of Thor's great hammer, Mjolnir. There are lots of Norse stories out there, and they're all great and all fun, so enjoy them.